Well, hello again. We are back for another video. Yesterday's daily went pretty well, pretty smoothly for the most part. I mean, it probably didn't help too much to kind of like spoil it for myself a bit to kind of see how everybody's opinion was with different items and future items and stuff. So this one we're gonna go. Man, my voice cut it out a little bit there for a second. Yeah, so this time around we're gonna go in blind. I wonder what like the day after St. Patrick's Day is supposed to be the theme of be like a hangover. All right, we're going to Mom's Heart. That's interesting. So either it's gonna be excuse me. It's either gonna be a run that's going to be pretty disastrous, or it's going to be so powerful that we wish we can go further. And there's like usually man, excuse me. There we go. Apologize about that. Might have been that alcohol from last night. Might be still a little dehydrated, maybe a little hoarse from, that's, okay, I like that. The other one could probably do us some good, but I just don't want to, like, take it too early on. Yeah, last night went pretty well, partied and stuff, and, a lot of music, a lot of like dancing and stuff, so to speak, and it's pretty nice. Just something I did sort of a little bit of it on New Year's, but not as much in to this grand scale of things, and yeah, I liked it. Just some, fresh, you know, I guess how you put it in words. Kind of more of a fresh sense of interacting with the community physically, rather than like, doing it through a digital screen on a regular basis, kind of deal. Or lack of, but because it seems like we're just all kind of disconnected, especially with COVID, like kind of accelerating it, so to speak. So yeah, it went pretty well. I like. It was just packed, of course. You imagine at the bars. Like, I was thinking about not going out that night because of well, it's in the forecast, like light rain. So I stepped outside just to see, and I was planning to go anyways, and decided to do that. And well, it turns out it wasn't even raining. It was just a very light mist, and it wasn't as cold as I thought it'd be. So went on and stuff, and yeah, had a pretty decent time. People had fun. A lot of singing. A lot of ear blasting too, but I think my ears are still kind of recovering a little bit. And I decided to take I wanted to take a cab home later that night, but the problem was all the cab telephone lines were busy, and oh, you sneaky looking worm, got me. But yeah, going back with the cab stuff. They were just so busy, like the lines would kept raining and stuff. So what I decided to do was download their app, this taxi cabs app. They had an app that they created to do that kind of stuff, and it was clunky, and I don't think they even called me when I said something. Never came, nothing. There was not even a way to cancel it or anything on the app either. So, and not to mention, like, it didn't like give you an indication whether something's been scheduled or not. And so that kind of made things a little awkward too, with getting things kind of situated to get home. And so I decided to do was install Uber, and I never used Uber, so that was an interesting experience for that part. Pretty straightforward. Oh, look at that. You know what? We're not going to re-roll that. We need the damage. But that was nice. But like in the building, like it was extremely tough for some reason for certain parts to like get a decent mobile signal. Because they had a Wi-Fi network with no internet. Public Wi-Fi network. Oh, we don't have any keys either. That's strange. Okay. So I had to constantly like stop the download, delete what was left in the progress, and keep like doing it over and over again till finally it like downloaded the app. And it was a reasonable rate. I mean, I really liked the idea of, oh, it's gonna be one of those runs. Might be a little risky, but you know what? Oh no. Well, that chest was risk. We might even go to the boss trap room. Anyways, got the item. Oh, pushed you away. Oh yeah, Pisces. Oh, another guppy item. You know what? Bless your heart. I might just like pop that thing. So we preserve our deal with the devil next floor. And then we reroll. Yeah, let's take that. Yeah. That was a... Oh, we got a key too. Cool. We're not going to go in the shop. I'm going to skip that. It probably won't hurt us too much, but I don't want to have something weird and slowing me down or something. Yeah, like... It was really cool to see, like real time about where your ride's at. And it was so quick, too. And the fare wasn't bad. I mean, I obviously tipped the guy, like, pretty well for getting me home. And, you know, thank him for his generosity for going out tonight. I mean, he's probably making a bunch of money that night. Taking up everybody at the bars and stuff. It was fun. It was a fun night. Got out and did some things. Because I understand, like, people's concerns about, like, you know, spreading COVID and stuff. It's just like, for me, I believe I've had it at some point. Because with the amount of people I've interacted with, let's see here. And how I interacted with them. I was even doing election stuff too, and I even had to work with a ballot and a person that was confirmed to had COVID, and they had to do a drive-through curbside voting, which was a new concept for us, but we were never trained or briefed on dealing with someone who was confirmed to have COVID. So we had like, yeah, find a way to, oh my word, you know what? It's gonna be one of these runs, isn't it? It is. It's gonna be a good run. Oh, as long as we live, which we should be. There we go. But yeah, it was, I really appreciate Uber, I guess. I've heard some controversial things about Uber, about this place and that. Here it doesn't seem so bad so far. I mean, taking it was like one person and first time and stuff. Um, but yeah, going back with the COVID stuff, like I'm pretty sure I've had it at some point because of my interactions with people and how I was interacting with them, and like the election thing alone, I was interacting with over 400 different people, and including the one with COVID. And it was kind of awkward to kind of work with this ballot without getting yourself infected, but it's hard to say whether I got it from him or I got it like before that, but like I haven't felt any, minor issues like colds or sore throats or anything. Um, It'll be a miracle if I didn't have it, but I might get a antibody test just to see. Um, just make the claim like, oh, I was at this party. Just curious. It's probably been antibodies that's been there for a long time. Thing with like antibody tests, it's like you got to have real specifics and stuff, and people have to lie to like get those tests. Kind of fib a bit because you got a time window and stuff to like. We're not taking that. We're not taking that. This run is too good to like lower our tier rate and risk stuff. Heck, we might even go to the boss rush. Doesn't bother me too much. Oh wow. Shouldn't use that key. Alright, now we got guaranteed deal with the devils now. I don't know, it seems like this COVID stuff's been just controversial, this and that all over the place. Like the New York Post had something about a wedding of this couple on a private island with people that they invited. Wasn't really forced to be there or anything, but rather than like celebrating this newlyweds like kind of stuff, they were like more like demonizing it, so to speak. But probably enough about COVID though, because it's always in the news. Because there's nothing else to really talk about. I guess speaking of news, I've been avoiding a lot of it the last couple of months or so. It makes a huge difference with your mental health and stuff. And it's interesting, like, as I was kind of avoiding that, kind of like news and stuff like that, they kind of creep up in different ways. Really sneaky. Like Google Chrome and stuff like that. Like on the Google page, for example. They just jam it in your face on the front screen or something sometimes in the bottom. Or YouTube too, they would show like breaking news or something like that in your feed, even though you try to opt out of it. They still like try to plot it in there. As for other social media platforms, like I found ways to kind of get away from it. Like Snapchat, I have to kind of be careful with because like you go through the stories and stuff, they always jam a bunch of stuff in there, like the NBC stuff, and very invasive, really. Now, some may argue, like, it'll inform you and stuff like that. It keeps you, like, not so ignorant of the world. That's partly true, but at the same time, it's like, what do you really benefit out of it besides that? You're consuming a lot of negativity. And, I mean, really, all of it's really negative. Even the good stuff, it may appear negative, you know? It's like, oh, well, this senator's, you know, got this, you know, bill and stuff like that. He knows what he's doing. Da, da, da. But you see, you're getting a drive out of that. You're getting a rise out of that because, like, you think any other person is inferior. Any other party and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what I was touched upon with the social dilemma. Purposely kind of making your feed fixed to the point where it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, this and this. But you see, they're not seeing the other side. And that's an unfortunate thing in society, is like, you can't see the other side of the argument without someone, like, extremely freaking out. It doesn't matter which party and stuff, it's just like, it seems like there's a consistent thing with that. This issue. And news, I mean, news is there to get a rise out of people, to be obsessed with it, and to be sort of controlled by it and manipulated. They can misinform you and have very little, like, consequences. Or they'll bend the truth to, like, fit a narrative, fit, like, an aspect that they want to see for themselves. And to drive a populace to do something that, is in their favor, so to speak. and you know, there's been, like, a lot of stuff coming out over the years about, you know, this and that. It doesn't matter if it's Fox, NBC, CNN, they're all doing the same kind of, like, playbook. With different variations on the sides, heavier than others or a certain level. And, yeah, it's just, the only thing you can trust, well, can't trust, the only thing you can, like, look at that isn't as, like, isn't as detrimental to your mental health is, like, obviously checking the weather. Unless you're obsessed with the weather, then I don't know what to tell you. Something a little better, even though we're, like, really good with this run. You know, why not? It didn't do anything with our speed, so that's nice. Wow. Took some damage there. Guarantee you we probably have, like, a low rank because of how really good this run is. People speed running and stuff like that. Or taking a lot less damage than they should. Or less items than they need to take. Alright, what we got in here? That is nice. Okay. We might not even need to take that health either. So that way, in the next floor, we'd be able to hopefully get a devil deal that will take our hearts. We might fight this, why not? There we go, lots of consumables. And, like, lo and behold, we got Tammy's head. So it's just, like, pretty much GG. This is a really powerful run. Yesterday's was pretty good. But today was, like, real nice. Kind of a fresh start with things. After, like, a few days where it was kind of spicy when it came to, like, dailies. Straw's nice too, but I'm gonna skip on that. I mean, we are just set. Hey guys, that gets rid of our curse, which helps a little bit. Ace of Diamonds, and ain't gonna do much for us at this point. We're pretty set in stone. Oh, there we go. But yeah, like the news, it's a tricky thing, really. Oh. And I've been feeling a lot better now, checking out the news and stuff. Oh, blank card, huh? I could just break the game after like I'm doing so well. Oh, look at that. See, that's nice, cause like, there we go. I don't know why I'm picking up money if we're just gonna try to rush this. Oh, there we go. But yeah, it's and like I haven't like missed a whole lot. I heard about little things from other people. That's only like my only sense of whatever. Alright, does this give us Guppy? Yes, it does. GG. Alright, let's go to the boss rush. Yum Heart doesn't help us. Hey! I didn't have to buy you. No, news hasn't really done anything to like benefit me too much. And I kind of see through that now. It's like, I mean, part of the thing with news, it's like, oh, this is gonna like help me stay informed, so that way I can try to make changes in the legislative like end. But like that's not always the case. In fact, like reading like news like that, any kind of news in general, it just raises your cortisol, stress hormones, and so it just complicates the whole matter of your health. I mean, this is just pretty much GG. Oh, I didn't mean to take that damage there, but whatever. We're not gonna die, there's no risk. And we get technology, which is, it's an item, for sure. But yeah, I think, I mean, it's up to you whether to really, like, engage with it or not, but, like, for, like, oh no, that's right. We're going to Mom's Heart. So this run is continuing. I forgot, it wasn't Mom's Foot, that's right. I get those mixed up sometimes. Yeah, going back with news. I mean, it's up to you to really decide whether you want to, like, engage with it so much and stuff. Like, early on when I was avoiding the news, I was having this kind of a habit somewhat to kind of peek. And that's kind of the hook, really. It's like they just catch you like a fish. And try to reel you in. And then next thing you know, it spirals out of control. It's like an addiction, really. An unfortunate addiction, like... I see little things, like, on YouTube about, like... people do, like, podcasts and stuff like that. This constant stressing news about the political world. Which, don't get me wrong, like... It's nice to get people informed to try to stop certain, like, destructive stuff. It's going to go through legislative, depending on what your viewpoint is to that. But at the same time, there's just constant like disastrous, stressful like news being just propagated into the atmosphere. Or not the atmosphere, but into like the whole ecosystem to where it's just intertwined with like just a mess. And then not only that, it just negatively influences you to like believe a certain way, walk a certain way, talk a certain way. Wants you to conform to a certain ideology that isn't like truly yours. You just learn to try to identify with it, and then you just kind of greatly build out of that. We got another transformation. You know, at this point, these items are, they're okay. But we are, at this point, like, winning. Like, recently I found out about, like, the whole stimulus thing going on. And, I don't know much about it with signing and what's in it and all that. But that was about it, like with what I seen with that. And then I heard little things about this was going on and that was going on. But not like from a news source. It was more like from a person who was watching and reading the news, so to speak. I mean, television too can be almost just as bad. I say almost just as bad because you do have some educational stuff, you know, interesting programs. But then what's been happening, though, unfortunately, is they've been doing a lot more drama stuff and pretending there's like a everything wasn't set up. Now there's been cases where like a lot of those programs, those drama programs, are set up in order to get a certain reaction, or they get certain people, you know, situated to where like they want a really absurd reaction to things, and I mean, for me, honestly, I believe that TV's just as toxic as the news, though, really. Just watching television, advertisements and stuff like that. Mostly drug ads anymore. I mean, it's probably been like that for a while, but like... I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of television recently, but like that's been like elsewhere. I haven't sat down and watched television really since. Well, I mean, I had a couple of things I was watching just for something special coming on TV, but like that was been over a year ago. So, anyways, we had a pretty good run. I'm surprised with the score though. Time, I mean, that's to be expected. We could have rushed it and skipped a bunch of stuff, and or have like a little map prepared to like see where we need to go once the dead ends and stuff, but that's just a little extreme. Anyways, thanks for watching. Just like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.